And let's talk about that right now. Punk comes back. He's cleared. You get Rollins involved. You get Drew involved. There's the pull apart. What do you guys think about Seth being the ref? On one hand, in reality, I think he came back a little fast. I think he admitted, they only got me a couple weeks ago for the Gunther match. Let me state this very clearly. Seth Rollins is not out of shape in any way, shape, or form. The Seth Rollins I saw against Priest was not in his top-tier shape. It felt like he was rushed back, and that happens to guys and girls who are more worried about rehabbing, which is, God, what he had to do to be there at Mania and then to do everything he did at WrestleMania. Then he went away, and then he came back for the Priest match. Now, Seth is one of those guys. Seth reminds me of Brett. Seth loves wrestling, wants to be a big star, wants to be treated as a big star, wants to work the towns. I believe that he doesn't like the fact that Roman has the schedule he has. Punk talked about the part-time schedule. Things changed. John Cena, ran down the rock for it. It became very real. Cena understood. Punk ran down the full-timers and part-timers. A lot of people brought that stuff up. Seth has talked about it too. Seth, I do wonder if Seth is more open to that schedule now. A lighter schedule. His wife's not on the road with him. He's got a 3-4-year-old daughter. But he likes to work. He likes to represent the company. That was Brett. I'm the champ. I'm there. Brett looked at it as if and it's way different now, but Brett looked at it as if I'm the champ. I need to be the draw because me being the draw puts money in everybody's pockets. It's like why people wanted to be on the Hogan loops in the 80s and the 90s. You wanted to be on the shows he was on because they ran A shows, B shows, C shows all at the same time. If you were on the Hogan show, there's more money there. Brett took that responsibility when he was champ. I need to be a draw. I need to be at the shows. I need to top guy mentality. Seth thinks that way, but in a workhorse way. I got to be there. I'm the champ. I got to defend. I got to be around. I appreciated that. That's why he was, whether that world heavyweight title that Priest currently has really means as much as the WWE Championship or not, Seth took that ball and went, okay, I'm going to be everywhere. And they pushed it that way, and I appreciated that. I liked telling that story. I liked going, hey, he's working Raw against anybody. He's going to NXT. His back's hurt. Shinsuke's going after his back. At what point? And they told the story too. Cole would talk about this, and Graves, that back's going to give out. Yeah, he wants to be champion, but you know what? Maybe he's making some bad decisions about his career here. By the way, his knee did give out. Not his back, his knee. He got hurt in the match with Jinder, of all things. And then fought his way back to be there at WrestleMania and wrestle 2 nights and be involved in both main events. That's Seth's mentality. Doesn't mean Seth's the biggest star in the company, because he's not. He might work harder than anybody else. And as much as he wants to be the number one star in that company, he's not. He's very over. He never got to Roman's level. He never got to Cody's level. It's just the fact. And he's absolutely a main event top guy. He's got a great resume. He's reliable. Does he get a little ornery at times? Sure. but it's for the right reasons. I believe that. Maybe he got to the top at the wrong time. Maybe at a different time, if there was no Roman Reigns or stuff, maybe he would absolutely 100% be Seth. 100% be Seth. I think that eats at him. I think that's why he's got a big chip on his shoulder. You got to use that as motivation sometimes. So the fact that he's not wrestling at SummerSlam, I'd love to know how he feels. Part of me says, you know what? He came back a little quick. He doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to take bumps. Let him be in this chaotic neutral spot. And you go back to SummerSlam 97 and the fact that Shawn, meant to hit Brett, hits Taker, Brett wins, pisses Shawn off, spins off into the Shawn Taker feud. They do the match at In Your House. It's just a total brawl. Goes to Bad Blood. I mean, they did that. That is such a 97 is such an outstanding year. I talked to our friend Chef Reacts, who we'll get back on here soon. Shout out to him, by the way. Great new product he's got out there with the aprons. That's a big deal in that world. But Chef was asking, should I start at a year? And I tell people a lot. I think there's something to start in that Survivor Series 96, which is Austin and Brett. And then Brett and you could even go WrestleMania 12. If you start at WrestleMania 12 when Brett loses to Shawn in the Iron Man match, that really sets everything off. Because Hall and Nash go away soon after. And then it really becomes about Shawn. And Shawn, again, it's Shawn's title reign. He's going to have the match against Mick at Mind Games, one of the greatest matches ever. And then he has the match with Sid at Survivor Series 96. And the crowd turns on him. And Sid wins the title. And that's when Austin's talking all the trash about Brett and gets Brett to come back. And they have an unbelievable match. And that's one you shouldn't sleep on. Austin, Brett at Survivor Series 96. I happen to think WrestleMania 13, their match is the most important match in wrestling history. And it's an unbelievable match. The one at 96 is so good. Also, Brett's got a little orange in his tights there. It's so random, but Brett fans know about that. But Survivor, if you want to pick a time to start that's old and before your time or something, start at WrestleMania 12 and take it through basically Austin winning at 98. I'd go WrestleMania 12 to WrestleMania 14. And you get all of 97 in there. And 97 it's so good. It's like they got a kick in the ass because the other show was doing well. And having Shawn take out Taker when he wanted to take out Brett and spinning that off into all three of them feuding. And obviously Brett's gone a couple months later because of Survivor Series. But the fact, and I was such a big fan of this, and we posted it. It's on thewrestlingmatchshow.com. Go check that out if you haven't yet. We posted up on Instagram too. The idea of Punk getting back involved in that Priest-Seth match when Drew cashed in. Yeah, he went out there to screw Drew, but he messed with Seth's match. Seth didn't walk out champion. He could put that blame up. I love that they got back to that. I love that was really the original story of Punk coming back with Seth Rollins, Survivor Series last year. And in the last few weeks, we've gotten back to it. We were going to get Seth and Punk at Mania for the world title. That was going to happen. But now, even though Punk is dealing with Drew, Seth has a reason to be pissed. And now you've reintegrated that back into it. I like that. Hey, this is Matt Camp. Thanks for checking out one of our recent clips from the Wrestling Mat. Why is someone so close to The Rock kind of throwing Cody under the bus?
Yeah, a lot of people won't engage with Jim Cornette. I did, just because I have a mark for Jim Cornette.
Please subscribe right now. Hit the like and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I think you should listen to your TV partners. Let me tell you about WWE and a little insight. More subscribers means more content. And make sure you follow us on social media at WrestlingMat23 on both Twitter and Instagram.